Number 11, the COE. Again, coming back to the lender or your cash buyer. Your cash buyer can obviously close really fast. Your lender, on the other hand, you are at the will or whim of whatever is going on with that lender, which is why you want a lender you trust. You want a lender that doesn't have to go through all the rigmarole, i.e. avoiding a lot of larger banks, for example, and going with a great broker and lender. So like people like Keyy. Keyy, you said, how fast can you close a loan right now? What do you ask for?
Well, I mean, most contracts are written 30 days, right? That's easy. 3 weeks typically is not going to be a problem. I mean, if I know we need a 3-week close of escrow, I want to make sure the borrower has everything to me up front before we even submit the offer, preferably. Or I know they're going to get it to me right away. And then the big thing about these, I'm glad you brought this back up, Josh. The thing about these shorter close of escrows is this, when it comes to the loan and the borrower, in my mind. When I get a contract in, I typically talk about when do we want to order the appraisal. And typically, we have a 30-day close. I like to wait until we have the initial the inspection done.
If possible.
My borrower is, are there any deal killers there? In other words, if the seller won't make the concession or the correction, will you cancel the deal? If that's the case, then you may not want to order the appraisal yet, because once you order that appraisal, they're on the hook for the fee. Okay? If the appraisal is not completed and they cancel, there may be a partial fee, but there's going to be kind of fee up to the full amount that's done.
Yeah.
If we're going to do a shorter close of escrow, we can't wait on those appraisals. We got to order them right away. So that's additional funds they have at risk besides, their inspection costs. They have that $500 appraisal, which is typically what most appraisals are. So that's a consideration. That's a conversation that has to be had with the borrower. That look, we don't have time to wait on the appraisal if we're going to close this thing quick. We got to get going right away. And then the other question is by agents is, hey, I need you to order appraisal right away. Well, here's when we can order the appraisal. Before we send out initial disclosures and they sign them and sign the intent to proceed, there's only one fee we can charge them, and that's for a credit report. And by the way, we don't charge them at all for that. Okay, it's built into our processing fee, so they only pay that if they actually close a loan. But that's the only thing legally we can charge them. So I cannot even order an appraisal until they give me the intent to proceed. So I have to get initial disclosures out, which I can do right away. I do myself on almost all my loans. So I got a contract this morning. If I have everything, I'm sending initial disclosures today. They're signing them. We may be ordering the appraisal. So understand that sometimes we don't have a choice because we don't have the disclosures out or they haven't signed them yet. Okay. These are conversations I have with the borrower. Makes sense.
What's the impact of a rural property right now?
What's that?
What's the impact of a somewhat like rurally or outskirty type property right now?
And what's your definition of that?
Well, you tell me. Like Buckeye, Surprise. I've heard
no impact. Those aren't outskirts. Those aren't rural.
New River.
If you're talking about doing a loan up in outside Prescott or up on the rim, I did loans in a row. Was it earlier this year or late last year up on the rim? One, I got an appraisal waiver, thank God. The other one was going to take a month to get the appraisal done. Somehow, when I asked my people to go back and try to do a rush, we ended up getting it done in a week and a half without a rush fee. I don't know how that happened. The agent was shocked because there was agents up there who knew there was a problem. So, but in the metropolitan area, which includes all of the valley, there is no difference in time.
Cool. All right.
Not a big deal.
Good to know. Perfect. So that's number 10. I'm going to try to wrap this up here really fast for everybody. Okay. So number...